So, you've just received a diagnosis. Maybe it was Alzheimer's, maybe it was mild cognitive impairment, maybe the doctor used phrases like early stage dementia or progressive decline, and now everything feels different. And maybe you're feeling numb, maybe you're feeling scared, and maybe you're sitting in your car outside the clinic thinking, what do I do now? If that's you, I want to say this first, you are not alone. You are still in control, and there is still time to protect yourself, your family, and your future. This episode is for you, the person facing that diagnosis, or the spouse, child, or partner standing beside them. Let's talk about what legal documents matter most. Let's talk about timing. Let's talk about dignity, voice, and clarity. Because the truth is, when Alzheimer's enters the picture, the paperwork becomes urgent, not someday, not eventually. Right now. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Gavels Down, Voices Up, where we flip the script on conventional legal discussions. I'm Rachel King, here to guide you through the murky waters of estate conflicts, inheritance disputes, and all of the dramas. We're not just talking about law, we're talking about how it affects your life, your rights, your future, and your money. From the courtroom to your living room, we bring you insights that matter. Dive into each episode ready to challenge, learn, and grow. Ready to change the dialogue. Let's begin. Gavels down, voices up.
I'm Rachel King, board certified probate attorney, courtroom advocate, and firm believer that estate planning isn't about fear. It's about love. And today I'm talking directly to the people who just heard the word Alzheimer's in their own medical file, or who just sat in a room while a doctor gently said, it's time to plan. This episode will walk you step by step through what estate planning documents to prioritize, what Alzheimer's means legally in terms of capacity, why timing matters so much, and how to protect yourself. Not just your stuff, but your wishes, your independence, your voice. So take a deep breath. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to take action today. Let's start with this question I get all the time. Rachel, I've just been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Is it too late to do estate planning? The answer, in most cases, is no. It's not too late. You can still sign legal documents. You can still express your wishes. You can still be the one who decides how the next chapter of your life will unfold. But here's the key. We have to act now. Because Alzheimer's is a progressive disease, and that means capacity, your ability to understand what you're signing, will decline over time. And once it drops below a certain threshold, you legally can't execute new estate planning documents anymore. So what does that mean in practical terms? It means we need to complete your core estate planning before that threshold is reached. So let me walk you through exactly what documents you need and why each one matters. First, you need a durable power of attorney for finance. This is the document that says, if I ever become unable to manage my finances, this is who I trust to step in. That person, called your agent or attorney, in fact, can pay your bills, access your accounts, file your taxes, manage your property, deal with Social Security or retirement benefits. They act in your best interest, using your money to care for you. And here's the crucial detail. If you don't do this now and you later lose capacity, it will be too late. And that's when families have to go to court for a conservatorship. Next, you need an advance healthcare directive. This is where you say who will make medical decisions for you if you can't, what types of treatments you do or don't want, whether you want to be kept on life support or whether you want pain relief, resuscitation, organ donation, or hospice. You don't have to know all the answers right now, but naming someone you trust, a spouse, child, sibling, or friend, gives doctors a clear decision maker and gives your family peace. Third, you need a will. This one might sound familiar. It's the document that says who gets your assets after you pass. You name an executor, you list beneficiaries, you can even name guardians for minor children or spell out specific gifts. But here's something most people don't know. A will does not avoid probate. If you want to keep your family out of court, you need a fourth document. That fourth document is a revocable living trust. This is what I call your legal suitcase. You put your house in it, your bank accounts, your investments, and when you pass away, instead of your loved ones going to court, the trustee you named just opens the suitcase and starts following your instructions. No probate, no delay, no drama. And here's the magic of the trust. If you become incapacitated even before you pass, your successor trustee can step in and start managing your finances without needing court approval. That's huge. It means your spouse or adult child won't have to beg the judge for permission to sell the house or pay your bills. It means you stay in control, even if you can't speak. So to recap, 4 documents you need immediately after an Alzheimer's diagnosis are a durable power of attorney for finance, an advanced healthcare directive, a will, and a revocable living trust. Those four documents form the foundation of your legal protection. Now let's talk about capacity, because that's the legal hurdle in these cases. In California and most other states, you must have mental capacity to execute estate planning documents. But capacity isn't a yes or no. It's more like a dimmer switch than a light switch. Someone can be diagnosed with Alzheimer's and still have legal capacity, especially in the early stages. Here's what the law says. To sign a power of attorney, you need to understand that you are appointing someone to act for you, what types of decisions they can make, and that you are giving them legal authority. To sign a will, you need to understand what property you own, who your family members are, and who you want to leave your assets to. To sign a trust, you need to understand that you're transferring assets to the trust, who will manage them, and who benefits from the trust. And it's not a high bar, but it has to be met. So here's what I recommend. Get a capacity declaration from your doctor. This is a simple form that says, yes, my patient has sufficient capacity to make legal decisions. It protects your documents from being challenged later. We include this with almost every estate plan for clients who've been diagnosed with dementia, and it's a powerful shield against future disputes. Let me tell you about a client. I'll call her Maria. Maria was 68 when she was diagnosed with early stage Alzheimer's. She was still sharp, still managing her household, still driving, still active in her church. Her daughter called me and said, "Well, Mom wants to make sure she's not a burden on us. She wants a plan in place before things get worse." We sat down with Maria, had a kind and clear conversation, and completed her full estate plan in 2 weeks. She signed everything with confidence. We got a capacity declaration from her doctor, and when 3 years later she needed memory care, everything was already in place. Her daughter didn't have to go to court. She had authority to pay for care, handle the house, manage her mom's bank accounts. It was seamless and full of love. That's the power of early planning. Now let's talk about married couples, because this comes up a lot. Let's say your spouse has just been diagnosed and you're wondering, can I just handle everything for them? Do I really need legal paperwork? Here's the answer. No, you cannot automatically act for your spouse without a power of attorney or trust. Even if you've been married 40 years, even if you share everything, even if you know their wishes inside and out, hospitals, banks, and government agencies require legal documentation. You'll need the right forms signed while your spouse still has capacity to act on their behalf. And if they lose capacity before signing, you'll have to petition for conservatorship. So the window is now. It's open and it's closing slowly. If you're listening to this and your loved one is still lucid, even if they're starting to forget small things, now is the time to act. You do not need to wait for things to get worse, to get serious. You need to do it while it's still easy. So what's the process? First, meet with an estate planning attorney who understands cognitive decline. Tell them upfront about the diagnosis. Ask for a capacity declaration and be honest about your goals, who you trust, who you're worried about, what you want to protect. Next, prepare your documents quickly. There is no benefit to dragging this out. Don't wait for the holidays. Don't wait for the next MRI. Get it done, then sign everything in the presence of a notary and witnesses. If your attorney suggests videotaping the signing, especially if there's family tension, do it. It creates clear evidence that you knew what you were doing. Finally, communicate. Let your loved ones know what's in place. Tell your agent, show them the documents, put everything in a safe, accessible place, and make copies, one for your doctor, one for your attorney, one for your trustee or agent. That's it. That's your roadmap. And I promise taking these steps now will save your family years of stress. Before I wrap, I want to speak to something deeper. A diagnosis like Alzheimer's doesn't just shake your future, it shakes your sense of self. You might be asking, will I still be me? Will my family know what I wanted? Will I lose my dignity? And I want to say this clearly, you are still you. You are still in control. This episode isn't about fear, it's about voice, it's about love, and it's about clarity so that the people who love you can carry your wishes forward when the time comes. Thank you for listening today. And if this episode helped you, or if you know someone facing a diagnosis, please share it. You never know who's quietly wondering what to do. And if you're ready to create your plan, visit thelawyerking.com. We're here to walk you through every step gently, clearly, and on your timeline. Until next time, I'm Rachel King, reminding you dementia may affect your memory, but it does not erase your power.
That wraps up another episode of Gavels Down, Voices Up. If you found value in our discussion today, please subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs this information. Your engagement helps us grow and impact more lives. I am Rachel King. Thank you for listening and reminding you to speak up because every voice deserves to be heard.